Hi there guys, thanks for joining me for this video in Chris Comics, and I just wanted to talk about the little controversy that I've come across recently regarding Buggy as the new Emperor of the Sea. Well, not just him, it's obviously the four Emperors of the Sea being Shanks, Luffy and Blackbeard, and with Buggy now, he's the fourth Emperor of the Sea now. Now a lot of people seem to be upset about this, and I can't honestly understand why, because ever since the beginning of One Piece, Oda has been a big fan of Buggy, even though he's a kind of a crappy character. But in a crappy character in the sense that he's useless. Luffy's beaten him. Everyone else he's fought against, he's been beaten by, and he always pops in from now and then just for like jokes and stuff like that with Oda and bringing that up. And I've always thought that was very funny. It's a different kind of humor that I think a lot of Western fans don't really get, but it's slapstick. It's stuff that happens in all the Western animation stuff like that, like Jerry from Tom and Jerry. He's that kind of character, you know. He's just supposed to be a joke, and then so basically what I think is it's actually a very good move for him to do this, because it actually works on multiple different ways. Because first of all, he was on Blackbeard's ship. He is responsible for what happened in Impel Down and releasing a whole bunch of prisoners. And he's been bringing so many strong characters and pirates into his little group. So it just makes a lot more sense for the government to put it on him, even though they know, I know for a fact the government knows he's not, they don't actually expect him to be a threat, but they're basically using him as an excuse to maybe take one of the new emperors, essentially, and then basically reinforce that they are still a very powerful base in the world. So, but it's not going to happen. It's going to blow up in their face, because he's already gotten a lot of support from other ex-Shichibukai members, Warlords of the Sea members, like Boa Hancock, for instance. I think she's joined him in the hopes that she might meet Luffy again. So that is what is going to happen, I think, at the moment. And also the bounties and all that stuff, and the Warlords of the Sea thing. It doesn't matter if you label yourself like an Emperor of the Sea or anything like that. It's up to the government in the One Piece universe to decide if you are a threat based on your bounty. So, Luffy, Shanks, Blackbeard, they've got proper bounties according to what they've done in the universe. So, with the Law Kid and Luffy now having a similar bounty at the moment, it's very cool, but they view Luffy as more of a threat, which is why they've labeled him as Emperor of the Sea. Or rather, the news agency at the moment has labeled these four pirate captains as the Emperors of the Sea. Now Buggy as well, because of his influence, and he's so many different pirate captains that he's had influence with and have come forward now to join him, essentially. That is why he's such a high level. And it also works for Oda, because for him it's still a very funny joke, because ever since Marineford and all that, and in his lobby, he's just been accumulating so much power recently, and it's just a joke, because it's just his luck that gets him to be in this position in the first place, because he never expected to be a Warlord of the Sea. He always wanted to get the One Piece, sure, and maybe even become the Pirate King, but he never expected this. And ever since Impel Down and Marineford, it's just jumped to such a level where it's not even feasible for him to deny that he might be able to get it at this point. And for everyone's speculation at the moment, he might actually become Pirate King at the end, maybe even before Luffy, and he might even meet up with Shanks, and Shanks is like, you know what, you can have it. Or they might even have a debut back fight at the end. I've heard that rumor before as well, between the three captains, Luffy, Buggy, and Shanks, which is a very interesting thing. I don't think that'll happen, especially now that Oda wants to end it in the next 5 years or so, which I don't think will happen. I think it'll take longer than that. They always say that, and it takes longer. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this briefly, because I don't understand why people are upset. One Piece has never been like the super serial like manga anime type thing. Yes, serious stuff happens, but that's besides the point. It's a very dense and well built world where anything can happen. And if you like any of One Piece and you've read it for as long as I have, or watched it as long as most of the fan base has, you'll know it's always full of jokes. Every panel, every page has some kind of joke in it, except for like the big fights. So yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about this, and I actually think it's a good idea, and it's actually a very interesting lineup for the 4 emperors at the moment. So thanks for joining me for this video. I just wanted to talk about this for a bit, and yeah, see you guys next time.